say we kick this turbo duel into overdrive!
Since Konami can't be asked to do their goddamn job, and is trying their utmost best to make people forget about Infernity, and since they were way too lazy to hire another YouTuber that knows Infernity, like for example Fafa Yu-Gi-Oh!, well, I'll do it myself. What's up guys, my name is Atlas, and today I'll be talking about the new Infernity cards in Phantom Witch. All names mentioned in this video might change during their TCG release. So starting off, we have Infernity Wildcat. It's a level 3 Dark Fiend tuner with a self-summoning effect at the cost of discarding another Infernity monster. And the self-summoning is why it's probably the best card out of the bunch. Ever since I failed dramatically with the deck at YCS Utrecht, I searched for a new way to play the deck. And after some theory crafting, I created the 3-axis variant, which turbos out the Burning Abyss monster, Cherubini. In order to summon Cherubini, you need 2 level 3 monsters. And this is a level 3 monster. It can banish one Infernity monster from the graveyard to increase or decrease its level by 1. Best usage is to increase its level to go into Dugaris, for example. And if you banish Infernity Mirage, you can at a later stage summon Leviair to revive that Infernity Mirage for some extreme extension to your combos. Next up is Infernity Conjurer. This is a level 3 Fiend Dark monster, but this is not a tuner, unlike Wildcat. It has 2 effects, 1 irrelevant effect and 1 very relevant effect. The first effect makes all monsters you opponent control lose 800 attack if you have no cards in your hand. This effectively makes the 2k beater, which isn't terrible I guess. Its other effect is where things get good. If it's in your graveyard and you have no cards in your hand, you can special summon it from the graveyard, but banish it when it leaves the field. There's no cost attached or anything, you just need to have no cards in your hand. This makes extending combos into something like a Leviair very easy to do. There's a synergy with the next card we will talk about. Infernity Bachanoia. Now interestingly, it has 100 Eyes Dragon in the art. But this card's effects aren't related to 100 Eyes Dragon at all. Kinda weird to me. Anyways, it has 2 effects. First off, you can tribute 1 dark monster to summon an Infernity with the same level, but a different name for your deck or graveyard. It however negates the effect of the monster you summon. How is this useful, you might be wondering? Well, remember Conjurer, it can self-revive if it hits the graveyard. Tributing the cat or necromancer with this to summon Conjurer is a really nice play and sets up a lot of things. Especially because of the second effect, which is a bit overkill if you ask me, but it still exists. During the main phase, except the turn this card to set to the graveyard, you can banish it from your graveyard, target one Infernity monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. This is mostly an insurance policy. If they break your board somehow, you can just add back a Mirage or Necromancer from the graveyard and once again go off. But most of the time this card is overkill. But it can be nice to have a free insurance policy that doesn't really cost you anything to invest in. Next up is Infernity Infernal Archfiend, which is probably the name it will get over here in the TCG. It's a level 6 Dark Fiend Synchro with generic materials. I'm not wasting any more words on this card. Konami should have done a way better job giving them a good Synchro boss, as this is absolutely a worthless card. A mediocre effect on level 6 Synchro, which is near impossible to summon. Yeah, you won't be using this card in any Infernity build, so there's no point talking about this anymore. Finally, we have Infernity Suppression, a new trap card. If you have no cards in your hand, you can activate the card the turn it was set. When your opponent activates a monster effect while controlling an Infernity monster, negate that effect. Then you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to this monster level, multiplied by 100. Now, this card here is a noob trap. If you're new to Infernity, this might actually seem like a good card, but here's the thing. It can't actually stop most hand traps. Oh, you just use your Archfiend to search Mirage while you control Sayuja, and you want to special summon it with Sayuja. Well, now that you have a card in your hand, I will Veiler your Sayuja. You can special summon the Mirage, go to end phase, and you lose. Oh, you searched any card with Archfiend. Here's the Droll Lockbird. End your turn. Oh, you summoned more than 5 times. Oh, you just searched with Archfiend. Here's a Nibiru. It just doesn't stop any effects in practice. That's the biggest issue. This card just does not work. So, to summarize, Infernity Wildcat is really good, especially in 3-axis variants, which in my opinion is the best variant, also known as Cherubini Turbo. You want to run between 1 and 3 copies, depending on your build. Conjurer and Paranoia make for a neat duo, and Paranoia is searchable, and you want to run 1 of each. Now, here's the thing, you can also just not run those cards. Wildcat suffers the most from Archfiend still being at 1. It means the general combos, the Infernity general combos, not combos in general. You know, the actual handless combos that I talked about before on the channel are way less stronger. It also makes its self-summoning effect less reliable as you don't have those additional copies of Archfiend in your deck that you can discard. Most likely just Bricky self-summoner, and in that case you're better off just running 3 Gilatosaurus and 3 Fossil Dig to search the Gilasaurus, or something like that. So yeah, shout out to TCG Konami for making the new support in Phantom Rage pretty much worthless due to not unlimiting Archfiend, a card that would have had 0 impact on the game at all if it went to 3. Anyways, on the screen I'll show you 3 of my builds. A TCG legal build before Phantom Rage. You can honestly just stick to this build, new cards don't impact the deck that much in the TCG. There's the regular 3-axis post-Phantom Rage build you can see here if you want to use the new cards. And for those that like it spicy, there's a 3.5-axis Xyz variant using some really interesting tech choices if you want to have fun with your build. Links to videos containing these builds will be included in the description if I don't forget. And finally, to any YouTuber that's watching this that is thinking of stealing my deck lists, which happens all the time with Infernity, it's fine to take my deck list, just give me goddamn credit. These lists take a lot of work to make, and stealing my content for your own views is lazy. But if you do it, at least just give me some goddamn credit. Anyways, that's the video, hope you all enjoyed it. Shout out to Konami for not giving a single shit about Infernity.